Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm actually going to be looking at now a series of Five Nights at Freddy's games. Really just another version of this particular one. Five Nights at Freddy's Survive Till 6 AM game. Because now I just received in the mail the new Security Breach Edition. And I mean, I know essentially this is going to be the same game, but just looking at the cover art, looking at just kind of the overall general aesthetic of it, I was very excited because I'm just a really big fan of the color scheme and the look of this Security Breach Edition. So in the original game, the idea, of course, is that just like the original Five Nights at Freddy's game, you are a security guard who's trying not to get killed by these animatronics. So the original game, really fun. I really like the mechanics for it. It's very simple. But for how simple it is, it really there's a lot of tension. It really builds because the animatronics are just slowly progressing through these decks of cards. The animatronics are slowly progressing towards your office through these decks of cards, and I just really like the mechanics. I think it's a very novel way to translate the license. So this one was awesome. I got this for $1 actually, so totally worth it. But yeah, when I saw the Security Breach Edition, I just had to pick it up. And I already know that I like the mechanics, so I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of just the way it looks. I feel like it's going to make an impact. So this is just such a cool cover with the fabulous Freddy here. And it's just, man, love the look of it. Alright, so we got the main crew here, plus Vanessa. That's just really, really neat looking. I love the border that they put around it with different colors. So yeah, well, it's basically the same idea, but in this one. So let's go ahead and read the back and see what it says. Can you survive the night at Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizza? Can you survive the night at Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex? After a fun day of pizza and games, you've been locked inside the building. Freddy will help you avoid Vanny and the other animatronics who are trying to capture you, but be wary of using your limited power. Can you keep away from them until the doors unlock at 6 AM, or will you be their next victim? It's high-tension, frightening fun in this spooky game of jump scares. To get through the night, be sure to sneak through the Pizzaplex, conserve your power, avoid Vanny and her friends. Alright, so taking a look really quick, I mean, obviously very direct translation, although I do like how they have the clock here now instead of up in the corner. I don't know, I just like the centered look a little bit more with the Pizzaplex. It's just this was fun, but it's very old school, and I really like this kind of modern look to it. And just the colors and stuff are just really vibrant. These cards are fun, but they're really dark and kind of dull, sort of like the original game. It had a very dulled down color scheme, and that was on purpose, but yeah, I really like the aesthetic difference between these two versions. So let's go ahead and open up the new one. Alright, so we've got new rulebook. So you've got the overview, you've got the setup. Then we've got the gameplay section. So it's pretty simple. You're essentially just advancing the clock. Basically 30 minutes is around, trying to make it to 6 AM. And then you flip all of the cards on the decks. So there's different decks on the... So you're basically just flipping cards and then choosing if you want to react to those cards. And to react to cards, you have to spend power, which lets you roll dice. And cards that you don't react to usually will activate, or they'll move along, they'll do something basically. Okay, so we've got the board here. There we go. Alright, so we have the two-player side, where you have, I guess, the threat level, and then you have your location. So I guess they're far away from you, and then as they get closer, they get more dangerous. And then if they land in your space, then you die. And It's a really cool map of the Pizzaplex here. It's really neat. Then on the other side, same thing, but you only have one side, obviously. So you get a little bit bigger of a map of the Pizzaplex. Oh, it's awesome. Alright, cool. Put that aside for a second. Let's take a look at the new power dials. Yeah, I got the security breach logo on the back. And then, oh, I love that. Love the neon. Really pops out. I don't know, I just love the look of Superstar Freddy. He's so cool. So yeah, you got the power. Every round you're choosing if you want to roll those dice, and every dice you roll is going to basically say how much power you lose. Oh, they got blue dice this time. These are the dice. You roll them, however many you want to use to react, and then they'll tell you how much power you lose. So in that roll, I would lose 10 power, go down to 90. And if you go down all the way to 0, then you die. I also like how the color slowly fades out as the power gets lower and lower. So it gets more and more dim, and eventually just dark. And you're done. So yeah, that is the power mechanic. Everyone starts with 100. Try not to get down to 0. Alright, so we got the clock cards. So simple, simple, simple. You just start, and then every round a new card comes off, slowly getting you up to 6 a.m. So I thought this was pretty clever. Like, it's a really simple way to do a time mechanic. Alright, then we got these stars of the show, the cards. Nice big tab to open them. I love the coloring on these things. Let's move this to the side. So the purple is for one player, and then the orange is for the other player. And then of course you have the reference cards. Reference cards are really nice. They keep it very simple and just tell you exactly what you need to know. So they show you just basically the 3 phases for every round. So they show you basically the 4 phases for every round. Sneaking around, which advances the clock and shows new cards from the deck. And then reacting, spending power if you want, and then resolving anything that you didn't react to. And then any empty spaces basically get filled in by the... Alright, so let's take a look at the animatronics. Wow, the cards are so stylish. They're really easy to read. I think the first version of this game was a little hard to read, but I mean, it got the point across. But this one, it's very splashy. Alright, so animatronics for player 2's deck. We've got Vanny, Roxy, Monty, and Chica. So nice assortment of animatronics. Alright, and player 1 also has Vanny, Roxy, Monty, and Chica. So yeah, there you go. So you got same animatronics for each player. That is something that's a little different. The first game actually has 8 different animatronics. Let's take a look through the decks. We got What Was That? And What Was That 2 times? Power Depletion. Oh, I love the color they chose for that. It's so bright. Okay, and then these ones are like blanks, so like nothing happening. Okay, so I think those are like the 4 kinds of cards. Oh, so What Was That? That's an interesting one too. So yeah, it's just a bunch of copies of the same like 5 or 6 cards. And that is the same for this deck too, I believe. It's just purple instead of orange. These feel really nice though. I think the quality has definitely improved from the first game to the second. I guess this kind of feels like a second edition sort of. Go ahead and play one. It's not a very long game. So we've got our start card here, along with the full stack. Goes right into the clock space. Alright, I'm going to be playing as the orange player, so there's my power dial, the dice, reference card, and then the full deck. So we're going to take the animatronics. They're going to get set aside. If you can see here along the board, this will tell you how many animatronics are going to go into these decks, along with this number of random cards. So we're just going to shuffle this up. And these were already kind of random to begin with, but we'll just make sure. Now, I'm going to count out see, we'll put 2, 1, and 1. We're going to count out this number of cards. That's going to be 11, and then the remainder is going to be 10. So these animatronics will get shuffled. Alright, got our dice, and we're good to go. So as you can see up here, we have the reference cards, and then I can kind of explain as we go. So, first part of the round, we always advance the clock. So it's now 12 a.m. Now we're going to reveal the top card of every stack. Okay, I'm going to push this up just a little bit. Alright, so now I get to choose what I want to react to. Now what these cards will do is if I don't react to them, they'll activate at the end of the round during the resolve step of the phase, during the resolve part of the turn. So I can choose to react to up to 2 of them. Now let's say I react to these 2. So I'm going to roll the die. Alright, so it's going to be 15 plus 5 is going to be minus 20 power. So from 100 we're going down by 20 to 80. That's already kind of a big hit. Anyways, these will get discarded. So I like to put them in the "You Are Here" space face up to show that they're out. This one's going to get discarded, but this one is going to activate. So what that means is this is going to get one more card's going to get flipped over and then resolved immediately. So because this was just power depletion, nothing else happens. So these will get discarded, and that's the end of the round. Then we go back to a sneak around. Now if a stack had emptied out, like let's say this stack had completely emptied of cards, at the very end of every round, you fill the empty space, so all the cards from this stack would move down to the next, so thereby making everything more threatening. But that won't happen until these stacks really empty. Alright, now we're going to go to the start of the next round. So the first thing is we advance the clock from 12 to 12:30. Then we're going to flip cards. Alright, if you flip an animatronic before it's so if you flip an animatronic up, you have to automatically flip an additional card. So there's Monty, so they will flip an additional card, and then so we have a power depletion. Now with the animatronics at the end of the round, they don't get reshuffled back into this deck. They actually move one space closer to you. So you have to be aware of where they're at. Like they're moving, and you don't know exactly when they're going to be moving from stack to stack. Now these ones right here actually move cards from the top of one stack to the top of the next. So each one that I don't react to, I'm going to take the top card from that stack and move it one space down. And then if it lands on my if it lands in the here space, it gets flipped up, and if it's an animatronic, then you just lose automatically. So you see as they continue moving down, they're eventually going to get all the way down here, and then they're going to eventually be on top of the deck. So you got to be very aware of how much power you have, how much you have the ability to react. Alright, so I can choose to react to up to 2 of these. I'm just going to react, I think, to this one right here. Okay, so it's 5 plus 5, that's going to be 10, down to 70. Okay, this gets discarded, this gets discarded, and then these are both going to react. So these will both now activate. So the top card from this pile moves over, flips, and it's just a power depletion, so it gets discarded. And then this one will activate, taking the top card, putting it onto the next stack, and then getting discarded. Then these 2 will move over one stack and get shuffled in. Then we go to the next round. We're going to take the top card, discard it, so at 1 a.m. now, every card's going to get flipped face up. Alright, so again, this is going to move the top card over, this one will reveal one and activate it automatically. And then these 2 are great, they mean nothing's happening. The question is, should I react to this one? Okay, there's no power depletion, so I'm just going to react to this one. So I only lose 5 power. So that's discarded, these are both discarded, and then this is activated. So the top card gets flipped, and then this card activates, sending one card to the next pile. So these will get discarded. we're back to the start of the round. 1:30 a.m. now. Flip up the top card. This one might be worth reacting to, because there's at least 2 or 3 animatronics in here. So we'll react to this one. Ooh, we got blink, so that's 0 power, but we're still gonna lose 5. That's gonna take us down to 60. This and this both get discarded. This gets discarded too. This one will activate, flipping 1 card, and then that one's gonna send 1 card into the office. Okay, so it's gonna discard, and then we move the time up. Alright, we're at 2 a.m. now. I'm gonna reveal the top cards of every stack. Okay, so we got a Vanny, so 1 more. Alright, okay, we will react to this one. There's no power loss. Of course, we can lose this 10. So we lost 5, down to 55. So these get discarded. Okay, then Vandy's gonna move into the next stack over. She is very, very close by. Alright, time's gonna move up. We're at 2:30 now. Reveal. Oh, okay, so Vandy's gonna reveal another card. I think we'll react to this. What was that? So just 1. It's gonna be -5 time. We're down to 50% power. So that gets discarded. These 2 get discarded. Oh, I have to react to Vanny. That's right. 5 more. I forget when animatronic gets up to your space, basically, you have to react to them or else you just lose. Oh, okay. So one thing that I had incorrect was you have to react to them in order to stop them from jumping you, or stop them from moving to the next stack. So I reacted to her. Okay, so we advance the clock. We're now at 3 a.m. Definitely have to react to, I think, these 2. Alright, so it's going to be 5 plus 5, so that's 10, down to 35. Okay, so I reacted to these ones. Okay, we advance the clock, now 3:30. Reveal top cards. I'll react to Vanny, but that's it. So unfortunately that's going to be -15, so that takes me down to 20. And this one's going to activate 1. Discarded. Okay, so since the stack is empty, this stack's gonna move down. So when a stack, actually, she just stays there. Okay, so we're on the next round, 4 a.m. Reveal top card. I'll just react to these 2 animatronics. It's another 15, we're down to 5. And then these 2 move over. Down to 4. Wow. Okay. Guess I'll just react to Vanny. And that's 0 power. And I'm done. I lost. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. It is always the chance of the dice, but it's the fun of it. It's the suspense. You never quite know if their animatronics are gonna start moving along quickly or they're gonna take their time.